Here we are today, tap to the tempo Tuesday. So you can see the American flag behind me, because guess why? Today is election day. Now this might be popular to some people and unpopular to others, which I guess makes this a controversial post. I'm not going to really get political at all though, that's the thing. Just going to talk about how important it is to vote. Vote with a clear conscience. Vote with the knowledge of who is going to be the best candidate, the best person to bring not only our country forward, but the society forward in a positive direction. Vote for someone who is going to uphold our rights as human beings and protect our country, protect our borders as well. Because after all, we have to try to keep each other happy, healthy, and safe. Of course, you can't always provide 100% safety all the time, everywhere in the world. But we should really exercise our civil duty today. And our civil duty is to vote. Now, I don't know if this is a premonition, because here it's quite hazy, and it's maybe it's not clear to you who you're going to vote for. And that's okay. Sometimes we just have to vote for the lesser of two evils in our minds, or we have to make the best informed decision with all the information that we have at the given time. And that's all we can do. You know, nothing is perfect and nobody's perfect. And if anyone thinks they are, I'm sorry, you're delusional and you're not living in reality. If you think that you're perfect, or then everyone else is perfect and not able to make mistakes, because, well, the reality is, I hate to break it to you, but everyone makes mistakes, myself included. How many mistakes I make on a daily basis just because maybe I said something that someone took in a different way than I intended. Something, how about all the times I've messed up playing guitar or piano or any instrument, but I just know how to hide it well. And because I don't get upset when I make a mistake, I'm like, okay, that's okay. I'll try to learn from it and do better next time. That's all we can do, right? And that's all we can expect from anyone trying to run for president and run the country. It has to be an extremely hard thing to do. I mean, that's not cut out for me. I don't think I'd have the patience for that. Even though I feel like I'm a pretty patient person, it would be extremely stressful. So I don't envy anyone that is in office, running for any sort of office. It's hard work. And of course, they don't really get the praise very much. They get a lot of the criticism. So could you imagine every day going into work and having a bunch of people thinking that you're not doing a good job? It's not a great feeling. So we have to also not only vote with the most informed decision, the best clear-headed knowledge that we have for who's going to not only do what's best for our country, but for the best for the world and for humanity. But we also have to think and empathize and sympathize with them, because it's got to be super stressful to deal with wars that are going on across the world, all the division that's happening. Not even across the world, but just even in our own country. We should be uniting each other, listening to each other, trying to become better versions of ourselves. And we really can't do that if we're just yelling over top of one another and no one's really listening, right? You have to really listen. We have to really take in someone else's perspective and talk with them in a professional, mature manner. Otherwise, you look silly if you're just yelling over top of other people and not really listening to them. So just bringing this out there. Let's do our civic duty today. Exercise that freedom we have to vote. Because, well, if you don't vote and the person that you want to get in for the presidency that you don't want to get in gets in, well, you didn't participate in voting, so you could blame yourself for that. So it's important, you don't want to just be playing the blame game and then being like, well, I didn't vote. Well, you didn't put your say into it. It's just how can you expect to win the lottery if you don't play the lottery? You can't win the lottery if you don't buy a lottery ticket. It's the same thing. You can't have the candidate that you're voting for, you can't expect them to win if you don't vote. So it's just simple to me. You just got to get out there and do it. I know it's not always the most comfortable topic to talk about. That's why I wasn't trying to get political here. I was just trying to make sure that we go out and vote today. It's important. And speaking of which, I have a silly parody that I came up with yesterday about voting that involved the song from Queen, the same melody from the song from Queen, Fat Bottom Girls. It's like, oh, you take me home tonight. That song. I did V, and then I did a line that started with the letter V in there. Then I said O, and then I spelt out the word vote, and then I used all those letters to create like a fun acronym melody parody of the song Fat Bottom Girls by Queen, because it's the first song that popped in my head and it fit well melodically. So feel free to check that out over on our YouTube shorts. Get out there and vote. It's important, people. Have a wonderful day. Peace and love, a thumbs up and A-OK, cowabunga, and rock and roll. And we'll see you next time.